Well, it is dark and cloudy and rainy, and it is only plus 17.3 Celsius. Yeah, it's a cool morning. Anyway, I've been sort of wondering here, where is that little piece? Is it possible? Now what got me to thinking about this piece that I broke off is the fact that when I was editing out my video last night, just before I uploaded it, I was noticing you could see the fracture that I was talking about. Now, I think we can probably, I guess I better clean off my tweezer. It must have something on it again. Anyway, yeah, I'm just for the fun of it, I'm going to just see if I can glue that on the end there. It might work out. We'll just see how it goes. Now, once again, I realize that I'm probably making a mountain out of a molehill. But you know what? When I was looking at this yesterday, this is what I saw. And it looked to me like there was a fracture right here. I'll enlarge this a little bit. The weatherman and Murphy must have been in partnership this morning because our sunrise just couldn't be seen. It was there, it just couldn't be seen. All we could hear was the wet tires on the freeway in behind the berm and the pitter-patter of raindrops. And as for seeing anything, well, you're seeing it. Now I just looked in my monitor and I can see my reflection on the glass slide. And I realize that you're kinda looking up my nose. Okay. This will just help to hold it in place. Now, maybe I should try and figure out which end broke off of here. This almost looks a little bit crooked to me, but now I do believe that this end that I'm touching right now was where it broke off. But I'm wondering, why is it that there seems to be a sort of almost like a little nub right there on the end. Maybe I should have tried to file that off. Now, my thinking is that if I can sort of tape this piece down right here, I'm wondering if maybe I should use sprue goo. They're not quite the same height, are they? This one part right here is being held up off of the glass slide by this part right here. Now I suppose I could put a piece of paper underneath this piece to raise it up a little bit. That's probably all it would take. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can maybe put a piece of, or even just a piece of tape, anything that, just to raise it up about a fraction of a millimeter. More important, okay, I really did want a sip of coffee. I'm not just mugging for the camera. Mugging for the camera? Okay. Yeah, we're recording. Okay. Now I'm hoping that this will give it the added height that we need. I'm wondering if I should maybe double that. You know what? I think maybe I should double that piece of paper. Okay. Now, what's probably going to happen is that this is going to want to roll off of here now when I try to put this on. So maybe what I should do is get my tape stuck on that piece of plastic. Now this tape I had cut and put on this slide here quite a while ago, so it's possible that it's lost its stickiness, but no, it's sticking on the glass anyway. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put it across the piece of plastic, then I'm going to lay the plastic on the paper. Now I'm going to, is my hand in your way there? Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see. Okay, just let me grab a pair of tweezers here. Sorry about that. You know what? I just realized I forgot to turn on the overhead light. But you know what? Maybe you can see it anyway. Oh, how's that? Okay, let me look in the monitor here. Doesn't look quite straight, does it? Okay, we're at that might be better, I'm not sure. Sometimes adding the extra light improves it, and sometimes it doesn't. Oh. You had to poke at it, didn't you? Okay, there. Now, I do believe that if I could fill that gap, now I was downstairs in my shop with my welder, I could sort of figure out what to do here. Well, I do believe I've got it about as good as I can possibly get it here. Okay, right there. Now, don't move. Let's stick on the super macro. Okay, I've switched tripods here because the super macro has to get in almost twice as close as the regular macro does. And I made up this measuring stick years ago when I was working down in my workshop, and the idea is I can just quickly get the exact, or not the exact, but the rough focusing, and then I can micro focus by moving the camera in and out and looking through in the monitor. Anyway, once again, you're getting more information than you need. I want to be careful I don't bump this. It's okay. Okay, now the super macro, when it's in the recessed back like this, and it's as short as it'll go, it goes 2.5 power. The regular macro goes 1 to 1. This is 2.5 to 1 to 5 to 1. So in order to get the maximum focusing, I have to extend it out. Now it's 5 to 1. In other words, we will be 5 times closer than we were a few minutes ago. This is gonna take a lot of fooling around here because it's very difficult to focus this lens. So we'll see in a few minutes. Okay, I don't know if I should use the extra thin here, or maybe use this Revell glue, which is a little thicker. And I think I'm going to go for the Revell because I'm afraid that what's going to happen is the extra thin is going to it's just going to dissolve the end before it has a chance to glue. Now I guess I should have been more prepared here. Okay, yeah, it's coming. All right. Okay, now very, very minutely here. That might be too much. Okay, let's just leave that. Let's check the monitor. Yeah, I think that's going to maybe just sort of slump its way down, and it's going to dissolve the plastic. I can sort of see it dissolving now. Yeah, it almost looks like it's dissolving now. You'll be able to see it real well with the super macro. I'll just let the super macro run for a while, and maybe we'll do a time lapse. I'll try not to bump anything. Well, I don't know how much time has passed here, but I guess we'll know when we edit this out. Okay. Quite a bit of time has passed here now, and at this very moment my computer is trying to process all that time lapse which you have already seen, and I'm not get rid of these here. I'm not too familiar with how long it takes for this stuff to cure, or to dry out rather, and I don't want to try and remove the tape only to find out that the little piece that we glued on is not glued on, and I've just wasted a whole big bunch of time here. I am going to be painting this black, and I'm hoping I can show you why today. I don't think there's going to be anything else we can do here at the model table, as far as I can tell. I just got to wait for my computer to finish processing the time lapse, and then I'll be able to show you why I'm going to paint this black, and maybe some of the other stuff here too. See if I can carefully get this over here now. Now don't bump anything, Ron. Don't bump anything. Okay. Now, apparently to Stefan Drambinski's drawing, which I will be showing you in a moment, all being well, from about, where is it, from about here to here is black, including this piece and some of the other stuff. So, no, I don't think it's really that important if my hood is not exactly the way it's supposed to be. It's not going to be the end of the world, but if I can easily paint this stuff, I'm going to give it a whirl. I won't be able to spray it or anything like that. I'll have to use a brush, but anyway, enough talk here. Let's go back to the computer and see what we can do. Now, one of the viewers reminded me, and I should have thought of it myself. Anyway, thanks to that viewer, we're going to be able to see what is black and what is not black, at least according to Stefan Drambinski, and he's probably a lot closer than most of us. So let's just take a look here. I'll try to keep my mouth shut while we're looking. Okay, so now we kind of have a general idea of what we need to paint black and what we don't. These for sure. Anyway, a few moments ago, it got really dark outside, so much so that I got a little bit alarmed, and I checked the radar, like the weather radar, to see what was moving in, and all it is was just a real heavy rain. So, and the house is still here, so I guess that's a good sign. Anyway, I'm going to have to wind it up for today. I probably have a few moments to do a little bit more, but I've got other things happening here today. I do have another life. Some of you might not believe that, but I do have another life. And we'll come back and we'll see how this turned out. Tomorrow, I do think we're going to have to rotate it 180 degrees and maybe reinforce it from the other side. I'm not sure, but I don't want to do anything here yet. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.